His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa chaired the weekly cabinet meeting at Qadibiyya Palace. The cabinet highlighted the importance of the second edition of the Gateway Gulf Investment Forum 2024, hosted by the Kingdom of Bahrain under the patronage of His Royal Highness, which serves as a vital platform to showcase Bahrain and the region's investment opportunities to international stakeholders, enhancing the kingdom's position as a hub for regional and international investments. The cabinet praised the Bahrain Economic Development Board and other agencies for their efforts in coordinating the forum, noting the high level of international participation and the opportunities it provides for potential investment in Bahrain and the region. The cabinet also emphasized the forum's role in enhancing insights on responding to economic developments. The cabinet also congratulated all Bahraini doctors and employees of the health sector on the occasion of the Bahraini Doctors' Day, praising their contributions in developing medical services. The cabinet then expressed its condolences to the Spanish monarch and government, people following the storms, floods and heavy rains that affected the southern and eastern regions, extending wishes for a speedy recovery to the injured. The Cabinet approved the following: a memorandum submitted by the Government Executive Committee regarding a package of priority draft laws aimed at advancing development initiatives to benefit the Kingdom's citizens. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs on draft regulations in veterinary, agriculture, quarantine, seeds, seedlings and food in the GCC. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs on two MOUs, one between the Kingdom Ministry of Youth Affairs and the Federal Agency for Youth Affairs of Russia, and the other with the Ministry of Education, Sport and Youth of Cyprus. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs regarding an MOU between the Ministry of Industry and Commerce of Bahrain and the Mission Possible Partnership to join the Industrial Transition Accelerator Program. And a memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs on the government's response to a proposal submitted by the Representatives Council. The Cabinet then noted the following ministerial reports: the outcomes of Bahrain's participation in the 16th BRICS Summit, the outcomes of the Kingdom's participation in the 9th Union for the Mediterranean Regional Forum, the outcomes of Bahrain's participation at the Bahrain Society in London's 59th anniversary celebration, the outcomes of the Kingdom's participation in the Regional Forum on Accelerating Food Systems Transformation in the Arab Region, the most important outcomes of National Tree Week and the positive reception by authorities and citizens who support the National Action Plan to achieve the carbon neutrality announced by His Majesty the King and His Royal Highness's launch of National Tree Week, which will be held annually on the 3rd week of October. The outcomes of Bahrain's participation in the International Telecommunication Union's Global Innovation Forum 2024. The outcomes of the Kingdom's participation in the Arab Hospitals Federation Silver Jubilee celebration, during which Bahrain won 2 awards. The Minister of Health received the Distinguished Woman in Arab Healthcare Sector Award, and government hospitals in the Kingdom of Bahrain won the Gold Patient Safety Award. The outcomes of Bahrain's participation in the 34th meeting of the Ministers of Justice of the GCC. The outcomes of the conclusion of the International School Games recently hosted by the Kingdom of Bahrain. And the outcomes of Bahrain's participation in the 53rd meeting of the GCC Industrial Cooperation Committee. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa met with the Speaker of Representatives Council Ahmed Lamsallam and the Chairman of the Shura Council Ali Saleh, along with the Chairman and members of the Financial and Economic Affairs Committees of the 2 councils, as well as members of the 2 councils at Qadibiyya Palace. His Royal Highness affirmed that Team Bahrain's cooperation and dedication efforts are the foundation of the nation's achievements, which further the Kingdom's comprehensive development led by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. His Royal Highness emphasized that the government's plans, programs, and projects aim to serve the kingdom and its citizens. He also acknowledged the legislative authority's efforts in advancing the kingdom's development and fulfilling its citizens' aspirations. His Royal Highness reaffirmed the kingdom's commitment to enhancing cooperation between the executive and legislative authorities, as well as private sector institutions, to foster job opportunities across all sectors. He noted the importance of continuing efforts to achieve fiscal balance and enhance the kingdom's economic development to benefit citizens. His Royal Highness highlighted that the kingdom's accomplishments are driven by Team Bahrain through the implementation of initiatives that create job opportunities and improve the quality of government services. He hailed the role of the Gateway Gulf Investment Forum 2024 as a platform for investments, consolidating the kingdom's competitive position, supporting the GCC's economic diversification efforts, and building strategic partnerships that increase investments in the region. For their part, the Speaker, the Chairman, and the Chairman of Bahrain Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Samir Nas, expressed their appreciation for His Royal Highness's commitment to supporting various national work streams, stressing their commitment to achieving the kingdom's ambitious goals. The Deputy Prime Minister, Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, the Minister of Finance and National Economy, Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, Samir Nas, and a number of senior officials also attended the meeting. His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa met with the UAE Minister of Economy, Abdullah bin Togh Al Marri, the UAE Minister of State for Financial Affairs, Mohammed bin Hadi Al Husseini, the Saudi Minister of Investment, Khalid Al Faleh, along with several senior participants of the second edition of the Gateway Gulf Investment Forum 2024. The forum is held under the patronage of His Royal Highness, organized by the Bahrain Economic Development Board, and was launched by the Deputy Prime Minister, Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, on behalf of His Royal Highness. His Royal Highness emphasized that Bahrain, under the leadership of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, remains committed to consolidating its position as a hub for attracting global investments. He affirmed that Bahrain's development model is founded on the skills, creativity, and excellence of its citizens. He emphasized the kingdom's commitment to advancing efforts towards sustainable development aimed at creating more job opportunities for Bahrainis and enhancing its regional and global competitiveness. His Royal Highness highlighted the importance of events that strengthen strategic and investment partnerships between the GCC and various countries, aligning with the visions of their Majesties, leaders of the GCC. His Royal Highness emphasized Bahrain's commitment to fostering creativity and innovation to enhance its competitiveness, overcome challenges, and transform them into promising opportunities. He noted the kingdom's commitment to economic diversification through close cooperation and coordination with the GCC countries, emphasizing that collaboration is the optimal path to achieving shared successes and effectively addressing various challenges. His Royal Highness stressed the importance of the forum as a vital platform for exploring investment opportunities within Bahrain and the broader GCC region, which is experiencing unprecedented development. He noted that the forum stands as one of the kingdom's success stories in international cooperation and extended his best wishes to the participants for success in achieving their goals to support regional sustainable development. For their part, the participants expressed their gratitude to His Royal Highness for his patronage of the forum. They emphasized that Bahrain's commitment to supporting economic growth and sustainable development reinforced its position as a gateway for investment in the region. The Minister of Finance and National Economy, Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, and senior officials also attended the launch of the event. The representative of His Majesty the King for Humanitarian Work and Youth Affairs and Chairman of Babco Energies, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, attended the opening ceremony of Abu Dhabi International Petroleum Exhibition and Conference (ADIPEC), which is being held under the patronage of the UAE President. His Highness stressed the importance of ADIPEC as one of the most important and largest specialized global forum, with wide participation of sectors, leaders, and decision makers from around the world, which unifies their visions in terms of investing in future opportunities to achieve an organized, responsible, fair, and logical transition in the energy sector. His Highness noted that EDIPEC highlights the importance of youth empowerment and makes it a key element in shaping the future of energy in the world. He expressed appreciation and pride in the great efforts exerted by the UAE in organizing such specialized forums and conferences, which constitute an important platform for the exchange of views on important issues facing the energy sector at the regional and international levels. He indicated the importance of Babco Energy's presence in the exhibition and conference, as it is keen to invest in future opportunities towards achieving an orderly and responsible transition in the energy sector. In support of the National Action Plan to achieve carbon neutrality announced by His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa, and within the framework of National Tree Week launched by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa planted several trees in Al-Mutalla. His Highness affirmed the importance of National Tree Week in supporting the Kingdom's afforestation plan, encouraging environmentally friendly practices and expanding green spaces, noting that such initiatives are part of Bahrain's commitment to preserving environmental security and sustainability. His Highness emphasized Bahrain's commitment to combating climate change, noting that afforestation plays a pivotal role in improving air quality and reversing environmental degradation. His Highness stressed the importance of community partnership in supporting national efforts to preserve the environment and achieve sustainable development for future generations. Taking place annually on the third week of October, National Tree Week was launched to support the Kingdom's afforestation plan, which aims to double the number of trees to 3.6 million by 2035. This initiative is part of Bahrain's commitment to the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change. A number of officials also participated in the event. The Minister of Shura and Representatives Council's Affairs, Ghanem bin Fadl Al-Ba'inain, participated in the 25th meeting of the Ministerial Committee tasked with following up on the implementation of resolutions related to Gulf Joint Action in Qatar. The Minister underscored Bahrain's commitment under the leadership of His Majesty the King and the directives of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister to ensure all government agencies implement Supreme Council resolutions, fostering the highest levels of cooperation and integration among GCC countries. In support of the initiatives of the National Action Plan to achieve carbon neutrality announced by His Majesty the King, and within the framework of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister's launch of National Tree Week, the Minister of Transportation and Telecommunications, Mohammed Al-Kaabi, planted a number of trees at the Ministry's headquarters. Al-Kaabi stressed that the National Tree Week initiative represents a strong incentive to enhance environmental awareness among citizens and residents and encourages them to participate effectively in achieving environmental goals and increasing the green area in Bahrain. The National Tree Week comes to enhance the results of the afforestation plan that aims to double the number of trees to 3.6 million trees by 2035, in line with Bahrain's commitment to the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change. The Minister of Tourism, Fatma Sayrafi, participated in a discussion panel at the Gateway Gulf 2024 Forum, where she highlighted the successful attraction of a diverse selection of world-renowned hotels set to open in Bahrain from 2024 to 2026. The Minister said this expansion will add over 3,000 new hotel rooms, further strengthening Bahrain's position as a leading regional tourism hub. She highlighted that this expansion will also strengthen Bahrain's status as a top tourism destination, equipped to meet diverse travelers' needs. The second day of the Gateway Gulf Forum witnessed discussion sessions covering a number of important sectors to the Kingdom of Bahrain and GCC countries. More in this report. The Gateway Gulf Forum continues in its second day, representing an ideal platform for governments and business sectors to explore solutions and strategies that promote sustainable growth, address current economic challenges, and explore long-term investment opportunities in the Kingdom of Bahrain and the GCC.
When the UN Tourism announced very recently in September that Bahrain was one of the top 5 countries in the world to attract international tourists, compared to you're comparing the first half of 2024 to the first half of 2019, which was a great year for tourism in Bahrain, that increase was about 45%. And that's just a testament on how well Bahrain is doing with not only working towards realizing its investment strategy tourism goals, but also with working very closely with the private sector to meet their KPIs.
The second day witnessed a number of sessions related to important sectors for Bahrain and the GCC, such as tourism, the future of GCC manufacturing, the AI-powered economy, banking, Formula One, and investments proposals.
What we have to do is think about what are the industries of the future. And we'll talk a bit about every country in the Gulf is thinking about this. How can I introduce manufacturing in my economy? How can I widen the manufacturing base to move from being a consumer to a producer? I think in Bahrain, we are looking at several new champions. It makes sense for a country of the size of Bahrain to continue to develop downstream aluminium. If you've invested this much into Alba, why am I exporting raw aluminium? And we've made steps. We have Aliester, which is a Mumtalakat company that has built a facility in Bahrain. It's a Spanish company that has expanded to Bahrain to take some of that aluminium and create a final product. We have other industries like Bilexico, Garmco. So Connexus Aluminium, which is creating metal rods. But we want to do more. We're still very low on the value chain. Aluminium is a metal of the future.
In terms of FDI, 2/3 of foreign direct investment in Bahrain is in financial services. This is good, which means that foreign capital comes to Bahrain, they invest in Bahraini-based banks, and those banks over the years grow and continue to be profitable. And it's interesting to know that out of all of the capital in the banking space in Bahrain, more than half is foreign.
Okay.
When it comes to jobs in financial services pay more than double the jobs in the rest of the economy. And 70% of the employees in financial services are Bahrainis. What's unique about Bahrain is that there is no quota. There's no localization ratio. Every bank is free to hire whatever nationality they want. They choose to hire Bahrainis because Bahrainis are trained professionals. And this is a strength that we want to continue to build on.
We've supported other countries that wanted to start in F1, India 2011, Baku 2017, I think in 18, where a whole team went there to support our brothers and sisters there. And that really helps. At the same time, just keeping everyone, training, all of that. I think that to me are the two main ones where I see the people. And then obviously the circuit, we need to sell it out and keep everyone coming, which is a challenge, but I'm lucky I've got an amazing team that does that.
Through the diversity and interconnectedness of its topics, the forum highlights the achievements of the region represented by the GCC, from technological developments to advanced economic policies, in strengthening the Kingdom of Bahrain's position as the gateway to investment in the Gulf, and emphasizes the pivotal role of the GCC countries in the global economy. The second edition of the Gateway Gulf Forum has concluded with the active participation from high-level government officials, businessmen, and investors. The forum highlighted several topics, including global economic challenges and trends, and how to invest in sustainable economy, the effects of AI on the economic transformations witnessed by global markets, preparing the workforce for future requirements and expectations, in addition to shaping the future of manufacturing in the GCC. On the sidelines of the forum, several agreements were signed between various entities and companies, and new investment products and joint programs were launched to enhance cooperation and integration and achieve common economic goals.
So today, IDAMA is promoting a number of its real estate development projects here at the Gateway Gulf. And it's a really important forum for us to be able to promote our product to the GCC partners and explain what IDAMA does and the impact that its developments are having here in Bahrain. So it's a valuable opportunity to meet people in the sector that are like-minded and that we can explain what our projects comprise for. I spoke on a panel together with one of my colleagues who is the CEO of Batelco, And the discussions were around just the overall economic and investment environment here in Bahrain, what we see happening in the future, what investors are looking for, and it was just a discussion around the general landscape.
So this event, I think it's the second edition, is a forum that really highlights the advantages that investors, private clients can find in the region, also in Bahrain itself. It's a platform to position the kingdom as a very interesting investment market, and again bringing people together that can go out on global stage and facilitate the message. There's a strong eagerness and an incredible agility, I believe, established here in the kingdom, and bringing everybody in one room, this caliber of people, I think that stands and speaks for itself.
And to speak more about the forum, we are joined by the Managing Director and CEO of Polymatic Electronics, Swara Rao Nandam, who delivered the following statement.
Yeah, Gateway Gulf is very important, and it is very good for networking. Lots of people have come here who are all interested in setting up businesses or already set up businesses in Bahrain. They are all here. And we also have many interactions with most of the ministers of Bahrain here. And also we could hear from Oman, from United Arab Emirates and Kingdom of Saudi Arabia ministers about their countries. So this forum is opening up the investment plans into Middle East. So this is a very good forum what we have attended.
The extraordinary meeting of the Bahraini-Saudi Joint Business Council was held in the presence of the Saudi Minister of Investment, Engineer Khalid Al-Faleh. The meeting discussed the proposal to establish Bahraini-Saudi companies specialized in investment that supports infrastructure projects, and discussed ways to facilitate customs procedures to facilitate the movement of goods between the two countries. The Saudi Minister said that Saudi Arabia seeks to enhance the volume of trade exchange with Bahrain to reach a level that fulfills the aspirations of the two leaders and the two brotherly countries. He pointed out that the volume of Bahraini investments in Saudi Arabia reached approximately $10 billion in 2023. Al-Faleh stressed the importance of achieving economic integration between Saudi Arabia and Bahrain, especially in vital areas such as industries, tourism, and food security. For his part, the chairman of the Bahrain Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Samir Nas, affirmed the Bahraini private sector's aspiration to enhance cooperation with Saudi Arabia through the establishment of a specialized Bahraini-Saudi company that supports infrastructure projects, in addition to the establishment of a dedicated maritime pier between the two countries. For his part, the head of the Saudi side in the Saudi Bahraini Business Council, Abdul Rahman Al-Ataishan, stressed that his country seeks to strengthen its economic relations with Bahrain, taking advantage of the available integration opportunities through various investments that include promising sectors, especially the tourism sector. On the sidelines of the Gateway Gulf Forum, Singapore Gulf Bank (SGB), the digital bank backed by Bahrain Mumtalakat Holding Company and private equity group Wampoa, announced the launch of its corporate banking services. SGB will provide comprehensive digital banking services to its corporate clients in the digital economy to manage their traditional financial and digital assets through a single platform. The bank will enable clients across the world to access remote digital onboarding solutions as the bank expands its digital banking services to retail clients by the end of the year. The Minister of Information, Dr. Ramzan bin Abdullah Naimi, received the Director General of GCC Joint Program Production Institution, Sheikh Mbarak Fahad Al Jaber Lahmed Al Sabah. The meeting discussed enhancing media collaboration and supporting joint projects to promote a unified Gulf message. The Minister emphasized Bahrain's commitment to Gulf media cooperation to achieve common interests and advance the GCC media system. He also praised the historic role of the institution in fostering a unified Gulf identity through its quality productions that reflect the depth and authenticity of Gulf culture. For his part, the Director General praised Bahrain's keenness to develop joint Gulf media work. During the visit, the Director General toured the ministry's facilities, departments and studios, accompanied by the Minister, where he was briefed on the ministry's work. The Minister of Information, Dr. Ramzan bin Abdullah Naimi, inaugurated the 4th edition of the Bahrain Film Festival, which is held during November 3rd to the 7th at Marasi Galleria under the theme Celebrating Women in Filmmaking as part of Manama Capital of Arab Media 2024. The opening ceremony was attended by a number of high-ranking officials, media professionals, artists and filmmakers from the GCC and the Arab world. The Minister emphasized that Bahrain has an established track record in cultural and creative sectors. He noted that the Kingdom's achievements in this area were supported by His Majesty the King and His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, which led to an environment for cultural advancement and creativity. He said that this support has positioned Bahrain as a beacon of cultural excellence. During the ceremony, Dr. Naimi honored a number of artists for their outstanding performances throughout their artistic and cinematic careers. He highlighted Bahrain's cinematic journey, which began in the 70s with modest resources but immense passion, establishing Bahrain's role in the film industry. Youth Affairs Minister Rawan Tawfiqi held a meeting with UN Assistant Secretary General for Youth Affairs Felipe Pallier on the sidelines of his participation in the Hope Network activities hosted by Bahrain during the 4th to the 6th of November. Tawfiqi welcomed Pallier, stressing the importance of UN's participation in the Hope Network activities, which reflects the keenness of Bahrain to fulfill its national commitments and international responsibilities towards the youth. She pointed out the importance of expanding areas of cooperation between the ministry and the UN in the youth field. Pallier praised the initiatives presented by Bahrain in the youth aspects, which confirm its interest in supporting and empowering the world's youth in various fields, praising the noble goals of the Hope Network initiative, which will form an international gathering that will launch the youth sector to broader horizons. Bahrain announced the launch of the Global Youth Support Network Hope Network, which serves as a platform for nations committed to instilling hope among young people, enabling them to overcome challenges, achieve their goals, and drive positive change. More in this report.
The Hope Network is a platform for nations committed to instilling hope among young people and aims to foster solidarity and cooperation between nations through shared objectives. Bahrain will host events under the Hope Network initiative, bringing together youth ministers and officials from around the world. This event reflects Bahrain's commitment to empowering youth, creating a supportive environment for sustainable development, and promoting the exchange of best practices aligned with global sustainability goals. Through a set of guiding principles, values, and objectives, Hope Network seeks to foster youth-focused policies worldwide. The Hope Network initiative also aims to unify global efforts in youth development, building an international network that enhances collaboration on hope-building and empowerment initiatives. By establishing clear strategic pathways, the network supports a conducive environment for youth and encourages knowledge sharing on policies and national strategies to harness the potential of youth as a core resource for progress.
The Director General of Wildlife Protection at the Supreme Council for the Environment, Dr. Khalid Ahmed Hassan, participated in an event held on the occasion of the Tree Week at Bahrain International Racing Village in cooperation with the Ministry of Municipalities Affairs and Agriculture, the Royal Equestrian Federation. The Director General praised the adoption of Tree Week, emphasizing its importance in promoting the efforts of the afforestation plan, which aims to double the number of trees in Bahrain to more than 3 million by 2035, in line with the Kingdom's commitments to the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change. He also emphasized the importance of Tree Week in enhancing environmental security and consolidating the culture of environmental protection by increasing the green area in the Kingdom of Bahrain to ensure a better future for all.